Welcome, in front of me is the OPPO Reno4 Pro, and today I'll show you a couple tweaks and tricks you can do on this device. So starting off, we're going to begin with the dark mode, which allows you to turn on a system-wide dark mode, and it's easily accessible through the notification panel right over here. Tap on it, and there we go. Now if you pull down the notification, you can see that now everything is dark here. That also includes default apps, things like calls, messages, even your browser, along with things like settings. Now if you're wondering also about different apps that you downloaded from Play Store, that is completely dependent on the developer of that app. Sometimes they include their own dark mode, sometimes they include updates so it's affected by the phone itself, kind of like default apps right here, or sometimes they just don't include any kind of dark mode at all. So just keep that in mind there. And then moving on to the next tweak, it's going to be the home screen mode. So right now we have the drawer mode, so the typical Android experience, but we also have two different ones. So let's go into the home screen wallpaper, home screen mode, and there is the other one, standard, which is typical of like a Apple device, with all the apps smack in the middle of your home screen and no app drawer at all. And then the last one is the simple mode, which is catering more to elderly people that just aren't necessarily the best at using a smartphone. So it will space out the apps with a far greater distances of each other, make them bigger, and like I said, overall catering more to elderly people. So whichever one you select, you will then have to apply. I'm gonna stick with the drawer mode because that is, in my opinion, at the moment the best one. So yeah. Then moving on to the next one, it's going to be the swipe down for notification panel. By default, if you try to swipe down, it will open up the search, but we can change that. Again, going to the home screen and wallpaper and swipe down home screen and notification. And now if you swipe down, it will always pull down the notification panel instead of the search. And honestly, I prefer this instead of trying to reach all the way to the top to get the notifications. I can just swipe anywhere. So when you're holding the device in your hand, you don't have to kind of like contort it in uncomfortable ways. You can just kind of do this and you have access to your all the basically widgets and everything that you need to access. So moving on to the next one, it's going to be the 3-finger split screen, and you can access it by swiping your 3 fingers up. Now I'm going to use YouTube because it's one of the best options for this in my opinion. So as you can see, it's right now open in full screen, 3 fingers, swipe up. It kind of minimizes it to the top. And from here you can open up any kind of other app that you want to split screen with, or just not bother and keep it on your home screen even if you wanted to. But that's assuming we're gonna open up some kind of app. You can also resize it. So let's just actually play some video. I'm gonna mute it completely. And there we go, there's our video. So give it a second for it to actually go through this. There we go, now I can skip it. So you can see that it's playing right here, and I can move around through Chrome. I can also press on the home button. You can see in the background it's still playing. You can see the faint animation of the display there on the video. Hopefully someone is gonna start doing something on the recording, but I can continue to do whatever I want here, and as long as this tiny little window is open, it's gonna continue to play the video. Now you can also extend it to make it full screen like so, if you wanted to. So that will put it in full screen, or you can also swipe it away by minimizing it into the, as it was before. You can just kind of minimize it like so, and this will close it. Now when it's closed, obviously it's gonna stop playing whatever it was playing. Okay, and moving on to the last one, it's going to be the gesture navigation, and the thing that I feel like is the best option out of them all. So to enable it, let's go into convenience tools and then navigation buttons, swipe gestures from both sides, and there we go. So you swipe, well, obviously from both sides. I can see that there is an arrow appearing when I'm trying to swipe, and so if I let go, it just goes back. Then I have the home gesture, which is just a swipe up, and also the recent apps, swipe up and hold, and will open up more recent apps. So that would conclude all the tweaks and tricks that I wanted to share, and if you found this very helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.